So the first of kind of those three groups that we'll talk about is stormwater runoff. And so stormwater is rain and snow melt, things that run off of roofs. They run off paved roads, highways, parking lots, any of those hard surfaces that water just runs down and can't filter through. And stormwater runoff is among the leading threats to Washington's waters and stream beds, banks and habitats, particularly in urban areas, but anywhere where we have roads, we have runoff and things running into our waterways. And most of the water that enters our roadside storm drains isn't treated. It takes whatever it has with it, it goes into the storm drain and just goes out into streams, lakes, marine waters. And so for that reason, it's really important to try to prevent pollution from entering stormwater and runoff in the first place, because it doesn't necessarily get treated. And so that's something that we can all kind of take actions to try and make sure that we avoid putting pollution into that water that runs out into our streams and then out to the ocean. At home, we all have impacts to runoff. If we have a roof, we have runoff, and so we're contributing to stormwater. And some simple kind of actions you can take around the home. You can collect your rainwater in your gutters, prevent it from running off. Of course, all of our rain comes pretty much, all at the same time, and so we don't necessarily need to store water for our lawn in January. So kind of another option that maybe is makes a little more sense around here. You can have your downspout go out to your lawn or somewhere where it can infiltrate instead of just running down your driveway and out into the road and into our waterways. So let it sink in and filter out. And then a little bit more intensive, but you can repair and replace your impervious surfaces. So your driveway, a sidewalk, replace those with permeable pavements, gravel, other kind of porous materials to, again, let the water filter through. The filtering removes some of the pollutants, can help recharge groundwater, and then can also just reduce the amount of water that flows along our roadways, during heavy rains. And then washing cars. When your car wash water, if you do it on your driveway, runs down into the storm drain, it's taken all the soap and whatever came off your car with it, and that's just going straight out into our waterways. So a better option, if you wash your ars, to use a commercial car wash. Those are connected to the treatment plants, and so that water actually gets treated before it goes out. Or if you're still washing your car at home, do it on your grass, something permeable, again, so the water can filter through, it can remove those pollutants instead of just running out into creeks and streams. And then properly disposing of waste and avoiding spills. If you're changing your oil at home, make sure you've got an absorbent pad under your car. If you have any leaks or any oil spills, collects it up. Otherwise, sits on your driveway till the next rain, and then it goes out into the nearest stream. And then, properly dispose of those liquids if you're doing any work on your car, and get any of those vehicle leaks repaired quickly. Good for you and your car, and good for water quality. And then our pet waste, which seems kind of like not a big deal, just some dog poop. But a single dog produces enough bacteria every day to contaminate an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And depending, on the conditions out there, the worms, the bacteria, viruses can live for a really long time, up to a year. And there are some counties and cities that have done some tracing of the bacteria that's in their waterways. So they'll sample their water, send it out to do, basically like DNA testing on it. And they find that a lot of the time, some of the highest hits are just pet waste. It's dogs. It's not, the cows don't have the highest, the septics aren't the highest, it's dogs. In these more urban areas. So this, isn't true everywhere. But just kind of goes to show that, leaving out your dog poop on your walk day after day can really have a really big impact. So bring a bag it, and dispose of it properly. And then kind of the last one for at home, yard and garden care. Just minimizing use of fertilizers, avoiding pesticides, all these things can run off when it rains. And there's some really good resources out there for natural lawn care to, avoid having to use pesticides and herbicides, using natural plant or native plants, things that are established to this area, to really kind of reduce the amount of fertilizer and pesticides that would be needed because things are, attuned to this environment. And then lastly, keeping leaves and debris out of storm drains. If you have a storm drain near your house, see them while you're out walking your dog with your poop bags. If you see leaves or debris, garbage covering it, pull it off, take it home, throw it away. A clogged storm drain it doesn't function. If it's clogged, the water can't flow into it, which then contributes to flooding, which, is a big enough problem anyway without us, kind of clogging up the water's exit points. So a simple thing that can make a big difference.